welcome back to my channel. In this video, I am going to go over the 2022 horoscope for the Gemini Moon sign people. Why do we look at Moon sign? It is because it is very specific to the individual. When you look at Sun sign, it is very generic in nature. It is not specific at all. So if your Moon sign is Gemini, watch this video in full to see how the next year is going to be for you. Even if your Ascendant is Gemini, then also you can watch this video. So when we do annual horoscopes, we look at the transit of 4 major planets: Saturn, Jupiter, Rahu, and Ketu. So let's get started. Rahu is currently in your 12th house in the sign of Taurus. Next April, it will move to your 11th house in the sign of Aries. Ketu is currently in your 6th house in the sign of Scorpio. In April next year, it will move to the sign of Libra in the 5th house. Saturn will be placed for the most part in the 8th house in its own sign Capricorn. However, from April to June, it will be in the sign of Aquarius in the 9th house. Aquarius is its own sign as well, and it is a Multrikona sign for Saturn. However, it will start moving backwards and will come back to Capricorn in July and will stay there for the rest of the year. Finally, Jupiter will transit to its own house and sign Pisces from April next year and will stay there for the rest of the year. So these were the major transits. Now looking at the areas of life. Career is going to be excellent for Gemini Moon sign. It is because Jupiter will first be placed in the 9th house, which is a trine house, and then it will be placed in its own house of profession. So that is going to be very supportive for your growth in career. So work hard. If you have a good job, stay in it, be devoted, and you will reap the rewards. And if you don't have a job, do not lose hope. From April onwards next year, you can definitely land a good job with a solid benefits package. For your love life, I would advise you to be a bit careful before jumping into a relationship, because your 5th house is going to be aspected by Saturn, and Ketu will be sitting in 5th house from April. And Saturn and Ketu consider each other enemies. So you have to be a bit careful before making any sudden decisions in relationships matter. For the married life, it's going to be a very good year. It's going to be auspicious because 7th house of marriage is ruled by Jupiter, and it will be placed strongly in the 9th house at the start of the year, and then in the 10th house, which is a center house. So the married life will be very harmonious and happy. For business, it is again an excellent year because Jupiter, the lord of your business house, will be placed strongly throughout next year. So if you want to start a new business or if you want to make some good deals, I would recommend that the planets are going to be very supportive for you next year. Just don't make any sudden decisions involving large sums of money, because Saturn will be in your 8th house. So you have to be careful and analyze everything before making a decision. In terms of wealth, it's going to be an amazing year because especially from April next year, when Rahu goes to the 11th house and when Saturn goes in the 9th house for about 3 months, April, May, June, you are going to get a lot of money flow coming your way. So I would recommend you save that money for a rainy day and you will be fine. For your health, it is going to be a good year. No major afflictions are seen here because as soon as Ketu moves from the 6th house in April and Rahu moves from the 12th house in April, it is going to be a good year because 6th and 12th are the main houses related to accidents, illnesses, diseases. But just January, February, and March, you need to be a bit careful But from April onwards, there will definitely be improvement in health related matters. For the education, it is going to be a good year because Saturn, the Lord of your education, your higher education house, is placed in its own sign in Capricorn. And then when it goes in the house of education itself, that will be a great time maybe to pursue that higher education you always wanted in a foreign country, or any dream university that you always wanted to go to. So the planets are definitely supportive in terms of education matters next year. For children, I would recommend you to be a bit careful with your dealings with your children. Do not get into arguments with them. Take time to understand them, where they are coming from, and everything will be okay, because as I said before, Ketu will be transiting from April and Saturn will be looking at the 5th house. Ketu is an enemy planet to Saturn. So just, compromise. Do not be obstinate, and work things out with your children, and everything will be okay. These were the generalized predictions for the year 2022 for the Gemini Moon sign individuals. I hope you liked my video, and in the next video I will go over the 4th sign, which is Cancer. Stay connected.